What is going on, world? What's up, everyone? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new Starcraft 2 video. This one is between two players on the WCS Pro circuit, spawning here in the bottom right hand corner of Acid Plan LE, playing with the red Zerg pieces. We have a player who goes by the name of Scarlett, and her opponent spawning on the opposite cross position, playing with the blue Zerg pieces. We have a player who's well known as the best StarCraft 2 player currently in the world. His name is Serral. So guys, you guys can check out all of the previous casts on the YouTube channel right now. And this one, guys, is going to be really exciting. I'm excited about this game between these two players because Scarlett is not necessarily known as one of the best StarCraft players in the world, but she's very much so one of the most popular in the world. She's a fan favorite by many, and I love watching her as well, and she's been getting better and better every single year. And Serral, on the other hand, is actually currently the best in the world right now, definitely with the Zerg pieces, but also just in StarCraft 2 in general. So I'm really excited to see what ends up happening in this series here between these two players. This was played at the WCS in Valencia. This was round one of the bracket, so should be interesting, guys. Let's see what ends up happening. Let me know what you guys think is going to be happening here in this series, as we have both players going for a hatch gas pool. You can check out that production tab. Usually in the very early games of a ZvZ matchup, you'll see very similar builds. And then later on in the matches where you start seeing some differences in build orders. So that being said, Scarlett, guys, she, like I said, hatch gas pool, very standard by both of these players so far. The question is there's so many mind games that come into ZvZ, and I feel that when you think about it in terms of who's got the advantage here, Scarlett has showed that she's got, she's an absolute beast, even, playing any kind of type of build, or playing against any kind of build. And the same can be said for Serral. I mean, Serral has seen it all, and I'm sure he is going to do what he can to maybe play some mind games with his opponent, Serral. So a couple of Zerglings are going to be coming across the map here for Scarlett. Looks like the Zergling speed upgrade is happening, or is being researched for both players. Third base is going to be coming up here for Serral, so he's feeling really confident, at least at this point in the game. And he's got defenses up already, and this is interesting. We have a lair is going to be coming up here very quickly for Scarlett. So I wonder, we're getting a little bit of some differences in build orders here already. We do have a evolution chamber that's coming up here, as well as a roach warren for Scarlett. And so on the opposite side, I mean, you have, of course, the Zergling speed upgrade is going to be coming. But other than that, Serral decided, instead of getting, a little bit more so aggressive, he feels really confident in going for a third base, a very quick third base here. And I wonder if this is going to trigger a push here by Scarlett relatively soon. She is going to most likely get +1/+1 going, or researched for her ground-based units, and then the roach warren is going to be coming up as well. Serral is seeing exactly what's going on. A couple of Zerglings did try to make their way into the main base location, but Serral seems to know kind of what is possibly going to be going on here. He's obviously not able to see past really this wall, but I mean, other than that, I mean, he should have a pretty good idea as to what is going on right now in this game. And the same can be said for Scarlett. She knows kind of exactly what is going on, at least at this point. Roach warren's going to be coming out now for Serral now, as well as the +1 upgrade. Digging Claws is going to be started with researching for Scarlett. So interestingly enough, guys, we're kind of setting ourselves up for what could possibly be a potential push here shortly for Scarlett. It's hard to tell right now because she is only on 2 bases, so I'm wondering the decision making here as far as this all goes for her. If she's planning on, just going on 2 bases, because very soon here, our blue Zerg player Serral is going to have a very big economic advantage here shortly. She may be going for a push shortly after these two upgrades finish up, just to kind of start testing the waters against maybe this third base location. The layers coming up here for Serral, a little bit late on that. And right now, we are seeing some of these units starting to move across the map here. So the question is Serral going to have enough to take on this army of Scarletts? She's probably going to push into the third base location. Looks like he's got plenty here to take on this engagement. She's going to back off for now, but it looks like she's going to try to push in from two sides at once here. Probably a really good decision on her end to do that. There is going to be a run by here of 4 of these roaches. She decides to kind of back off here and go back home, at least at this point. Looks like +2 is going to be started, as well as +1. She's going to be getting a lot of her, trying to get some of her, more of her upgrades, and she did decide to go ahead and get that third base up and running here. She does have some Ravagers coming up here, and Serral is probably feeling like he's in a pretty good position right now. Looks like he may very well be taking the 4th base here. I think he's feeling pretty confident right now. Now, Serral, the question definitely remains, you know, is he overextending as far as getting a 4th base up and running right now? Simply because I think there's probably going to be a push here relatively soon by Scarlett. She does have some Ravagers as well as some Roaches, and there's a lot of Roaches here for Serral as well, but with those Ravagers, this can become a pretty interesting engagement here. And these front gates are going to be knocked down here very, very soon. It looks like Serral is getting ready for it right here. And that being said, it looks like there is going to be a spine crawler that is going to be coming. But it looks like Scarlett's kind of splitting her army up. I do kind of like this decision to kind of split the army up. But it looks like Serral's going to try to catch this section of the army off guard here. And that's exactly what he did. He's going to get a couple of roaches for his troubles here. And Scarlett is was kind of in an interesting and strange angle there. But she's splitting up her army. She's trying to continue spreading out this army. And there's a lot of units here for Serral. Scarlett is going to be in a very weird angle once again. She is going to push in at another angle, though. She's going to try to get into this third base location. But I think there's enough here for Serral to really hold on here. I'm not sure the decision-making by Scarlett. I think she may have waited a little bit too long to push in with her units. But just like that, Serral is taking a nice lead here, and it looks like he might just continue on with the aggression here. That's exactly what he's doing. He's pushing onto the creep, and he has decided to kind of back off a little bit. But very nice engagement there for Serral. He knows he's ahead at this point, and I wonder if this is going to trigger an all-in for Scarlett. Looks like the Lurker Den's going to be coming up for Serral, so that's a really good decision, I think, on his end. But I think this is probably going to trigger an all-in here relatively soon by Scarlett. Simply because at this point she does know that she's behind. More and more Ravagers coming up here for Serral, and then the Overlord speed is going to be coming up here as well as far as the upgrade. 4th base is just now going down here for Scarlett. Looks like Serral did decide to cancel this hatchery here, and he's putting it back up. He probably was concerned about the push that that Scarlett had. But all said and done, guys, I mean, Scarlett's definitely not out of this game just yet. I mean, she's still in this thing. The question is I feel like she should really continue putting on some aggression. She's got so many roaches at this point that I'm just kind of wondering the decision making here. The Overlord speed is done now for our blue Zerg player. I love the position currently for our blue Zerg player. He's getting those Hydras out. He's going to be having, of course, the Lurkers are going to be coming out here shortly as well. And that Overlord speed definitely helps keeping these all of these Overlords alive for Serral. So that being said, he's going to start moving here, trying to split up the army again. I'm not sure that if I like the decision there to split up this army so much, but he is trying to get some information, as well as Scarlett is doing the same. She did see the lurkers, and it looks like these roaches over on the right-hand side are going to try to nibble away at that third base. But once again, I think just Serral has just such a nice-sized army here. And she's going to try to move into that third base location once again. And it does not seem to work, at least at this point. There's a big army that is coming, or I should say a good chunk of Serral's army is coming is going to be coming down to this this fourth base location of our of Scarlett. And Serral is putting on so much pressure on this, and I wonder if Scarlett has enough to hold on to Serral's army here. He's hitting from two angles at once. The lurkers are down, and this entire army is getting sandwiched right now, absolutely decimated by these lurkers, as well as the rest of these units that Serral has. Serral is playing this game absolutely brilliantly at this point, and it's just a matter of time until our blue Zerg player just completely overwhelms his opponent. Wow, Serral is playing this so well right now. Absolutely brilliant play so far. Now Scarlett still has a decent-sized army, but I think the longer this game goes, Serral is just showing us why he is the best currently in the world. And that being said, trying to burrow and try to get these units as best they can, but it looks like once again, Scarlett did get a surround on some of these units, and I think maybe Serral overstayed his welcome. There is a lot of units going down here by Serral, and I think that she actually was able to push back this army, at least for now. And I think smartly, Serral has decided to back off. Now, here's the thing though, is these units, as far as for Scarlett, she is very far behind now. She's got to go for an all-in right here. And I think that's exactly what she's doing. She's got the lurker den coming, but it's so late. I just don't know. I mean, after this army has been, you know, if she loses this army here, it's basically GG's at that point. And I think that our blue Zerg player Serral here is just going to continue macroing up a bigger and bigger force and kind of re-upping his force here. So, you know, interestingly enough, you know, Scarlett is still in this game. I mean, she's not out of this thing just yet. I'm sure she will be here relative, if you know, it all comes down to the engagement here. And I think Scarlett is having to get ready here. But there are so many units here. The burrow's coming up here for these lurkers. And she does have the high ground advantage, but these lurkers, man, are going to be so key for Serral. And it looks like, once again, those lurkers are going to start trying to get the surround on this army. And the longer this game goes, Serral is showing us why he's boss. He wants to take this other base once again, which would be the third base location. And again, he gets it. And Scarlett's supply is still just going down. She has not had a chance to kind of replenish this supply. And the longer this game goes, I'm a little bit worried. She is getting a lot of value with this army that she has right now. But it's just, I mean, it's just so hard to say if Scarlett is going to be able to hold on much longer. Another army is coming to hit this what was the fourth base location. Serral is kind of splitting up his army as in it's almost like a hit squad of units. And I really like the position right now of Serral still, but Scarlett is really giving it her all here. I mean, she is not just backing down. She's absolutely still in this matchup somehow, some way. And these units are gonna try to get surrounded here by Scarlett. Luckily, the Overseer was there. If that Overseer was not there, that entire army would have been destroyed by Scarlett. But this is you know, just really, you know, classic play here by Serral. I mean, he knows what his opponent is you know, has the capabilities of doing. But Serral, you know, Scarlett's staying in this game, man. She's really staying in this game still, and it's a very well done by, you know, both these players in this first game. Man, what a great first game in this series. Absolutely awesome. So, the question is, the aggression is still coming here by Serral. It looks like he wants to post up and get ready for another sandwich, possibly, of these armies. And it looks like Serral is just going to continue the aggression here. He's going to bring some more of his army. Vipers are now out. +3 is going to be coming up here for Serral as well. He's going to try to sandwich this army completely right here and right now. The blinding clouds are down, and I don't know, is there going to be enough for Scarlett at this point in the game? Serral has absolutely jumped onto this army, and he wants to end this game right here and right now. I don't know if there's enough here for Scarlett, and she held on so well all game, and GG is called, and Serral takes game number 1 in absolutely brilliant fashion, in a great game 1 between these two players. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between Serral and Scarlett, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.